Welcome back to another episode of Podcast P, presented to you by Prize Picks, a Wave Sports and Entertainment original. And boy, we heating up in here. We got a special guest, Agent Zero, Mr. Hibachi himself, Gilbert Arenas, ladies and gentlemen.
What's up, baby? How you doing? How you doing?
OG in the house. Hey, appreciate you having me, OG.
Thank you for having me, man.
Before we get into the interview, we got to let the Podcast P fam know we're taping a little early before the OKC and the Nets game. Make sure that y'all like and subscribe and stay locked in to Podcast P.
I think you should do a better intro for Gil. I think that was too quick, P. I think it's some more shit you can add on there.
There's a lot of shit
I know you should have done it. It was too quick though, P. I think he had a little bit more.
Mr. Hibachi himself.
That's too quick though.
Did you have a different intro in mind?
I just see it. I just need.
You do it.
I think it should have just been more energy. You know, you cool with it?
Yeah, I was good with
Okay,
that.
then we cool with it. I just felt it should have been more.
That's it.
You know what? It took me until to get older to understand like what hibachi was.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, as a kid, I was like, hibachi, like we ain't got no hibachi in here. What's that? It took me to be a grown up to understand like what actually hibachi is. Yeah. It can be different. I mean, you cook up like is that you heating up fast? Is that you cooking up in front of people? Like
It was against me first. So me and Larry Hughes get our ass cooked.
Yeah.
We used to get torched. Well, I was getting torched, but I just told him to play D. And Brendan Haywood used to be like, man, y'all out here getting hibachi, boy, chicken and shrimp. Right?
Okay.
I'm like, well, we out there cooking too. We out there cooking too. So from there, I just started saying it.
Okay.
Right? You know, NBA, you know,
Right.
when you score, they don't want you to say shit.
Right.
Right? They don't want you to say nothing. So you start making like little sounds and stuff, raindrops, hibachi. It kind of gets under their skin. So once I noticed that, fool, I start heating up with the hands. Oh, I'm cooking. I can be 1 for 12. Oh, I'm cooking. Hibachi time. And then it just stuck with it.
Yeah, because that was the first, like, I was at Benihana's way back. My probably first time, and then they was like, yeah, it's a hibachi grill. Mm-hmm. So I was like, that's where it came from. I get it, yeah.
What about with Agent Zero specifically? Because I read a few things, like one of them was, oh, well, you tend to hit clutch shots when the clock hits 0, and then another one was like, the amount of people, like they didn't have you drafted or something like that. What was Agent Zero? What was that nickname for?
It started from MySpace.
Okay.
Remember MySpace?
Oh, of course I do.
This was your name? This was your username?
Nah, my username was Black President 01. Right? But you know how,
This is hilarious.
so you remember that it had top 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember you had that top 8, right? So my friend unlocked where I had 50 women. Right, right. So I just put all the beautiful women that's I had everybody up there.
Right.
And I put Secret Service. Right. So this is my Secret Service girls. Right. So when I end up getting to DC, it was like Secret Service. You Zero. You like an agent.
Yeah.
Wow.
It all
And then
makes sense.
when I heard Agent Zero, I was like, because you be reading the little chats and shit when they be talking bad about you.
Yeah.
And then it was like, oh no, he's like Agent Zero.
Oh, like, wow.
I like that.
Yeah.
And then I ran with it.
Yeah.
All because of MySpace.
All because of MySpace.
That's hilarious. They probably ain't got a shout out in so long.
In so long.
We just
Tom,
gave them the
They back.
biggest.
They back now after this episode.
MySpace. And that's something I always wanted to know too. The Agent Zero, like, how did you get that name from MySpace?
I love it. These is like all like kind of self-proclaimed names, right? Or
Nah, it was more fans. It was more fans saying the name. Yeah.
Okay.
The MySpace was a
that
fan in the
backfired.
comments.
Oh, that was. I thought he said that he liked it, and
Yeah, I
he,
like that.
in the
Somebody
comments.
wrote it, like, in the chat.
okay, so
and
you
then I
saw it
seen it
from
like,
okay.
Agent Zero. Oh, no, I'm taking
Had a
that.
ring to it.
Yeah.
And then the hibachi was because they kept saying all that
cook.
stuff, and he's like, "Oh, the refs don't know. I can't get in trouble for this."
because they don't know what the hell who's cooking.
Exactly.
Somebody out here cooking.
He's talking in code.
All right, we wanted to take a brief break from the episode to let you know that Prize Picks has got you guys covered when it comes to helping you make some money.
That's right. Prize Picks is helping me cash in. Prize Picks is a daily fantasy app, and with the NBA season in full swing, you can select 2 or more picks, pick more or less on their projected stats, and turn $25 into $250. Prize Picks is easy and really simple to play. I can make my picks and submit my entry in less than 60 seconds.
It's also that time of the year where many sports are happening at the same time. And of course, Prize Picks allows you to pick combo projections across football and basketball with specials so you can support all of your teams while still cashing in.
Like, I know for me, but I don't know about Dallas, but I always cash in. But look, anyways, be sure to visit prizepicks.com/podcastp and use code podcastp for a first deposit matchup to $100. And y'all already know what time it is. Cha-ching! Now back to the show.
So I saw the video where you were going with Shannon Sharp, and y'all were talking about Dwight and the Shaq comparison to them being in Orlando. Dwight, you said just in that jersey alone was the greatest player in a Magic jersey. Shannon thought otherwise. When you put that in the lens of your career and what you've done in DC with the Wizards, where would you rank yourself as in that debate of the greatest Wizard of all time?
Man, to be honest, man, I used to when people used to ask me about who was better, me or John Wall, and I'd be like, as a Wizard player, his body of work is bigger than mine, right? I mean, you know, a 5-time All-Star there. Right, he played longer, right? So he would be in front of me, probably him and Bill, but I would have bust both their asses. I would have bust both their asses. But you know, as for just players, you know, you can't use impact and who the city loved, right? Because I came in when Jordan failed. Right, I don't know why they expected Jordan to get them out of the playoffs, but you know he was there, promised them to get out of the playoffs, and he failed at it. So when I came and got them to the playoffs, I became like a hero to the city. So that my impact was bigger than both theirs.
Got it.
Their career as a player,
as players,
is better. Yeah.
I read that you and Larry, you mentioned Larry a little bit ago. You saw yourself in both John and Brad. Talk to me about. What part of the game or what did you mean by that? You said that you saw the way that Brad and John were like was kind of like how you and Larry were. You saw yourself in both of them.
Yeah. Okay. So when they were going through their little issue, right? So I was trying to talk to both of them to get them to understand that it's bigger than our egos, right? And so I was Larry's rookie, right?
Okay.
You know, picking the bags up, doing all that stuff. He got hurt, and when he got hurt, they started me, right? I wasn't playing, you know, they started me. And by the time he came back, I was on fire. So he lost his position to me, right? But never put it against me, right? I'm still his rook, still doing the things. Then when he went to Washington, you know, he had his thing there. So when I was a free agent, he was like, yo, come here. And I was like, oh man, I don't want to compete for the same spot again. He was like, no, I'm gonna be the 2, you be the 1, and you owe me money. Like, come help me get my money back. Because when he did play, he was at the 2, and you know what I mean. Yeah. That's who I'm looking for, right? Right. I'm looking for my vet. So I'm telling them too. This is how we moved, right? It wasn't about whose team it was, right? We both did our part, and that's why we were both successful, right? He ended up signing that $79 million deal, going to Cleveland, which is probably the still biggest free agent signing in Cleveland's history. And I said, you know, John, I'm telling you know, it's more John than Bill, because Bill at the time, he's the captain. Right? He, in a sense, it's his team. And I'm trying to convince John, like, you got to move over, right? You got to move over, because if you don't move over at this point in your career, they're gonna go with young fella.
Yeah.
Right. The reason they're gonna go with him, healthy, cleaner image, right? Family man, right? They ain't got to worry about him outside the street. And he's been holding it down for the last 2 years, right? So you got to come in, and it's his ship now. If you want to survive, and then let a couple years go by, and maybe you get the team back. But right now it's his. And long y'all bumping heads, if he put his foot down, you out.
Right. Did you like see them be able to kind of share that moment, like with you being the mediator, I guess, or being the OG to talk to both of them? Was you able to get them to like understand, like, yo, y'all both can be alphas, but you know what I mean?
Because what happened, because it was that summer, and you know, a few things happened. You know, John I think something in the club happened. They had him throwing up gang signs. And then right after that, he did an interview, and in the middle of the interview, he's playing cards.
Yeah.
Right? And then, you know,
Yeah,
so.
I remember that.
Yeah,
It
so
wasn't,
it's at
it
that
wasn't a good
point.
look
Like,
for John.
Like, he's doing it to himself.
yeah, so at
That-
that point, it's like, you know, the writing's on the wall. I don't know. Because, I mean, at that point, I think Bill probably wanted to finally get his name for himself, because anything that happens to him, they attach to the other one.
Right.
You know how the media do sometimes.
Right.
And, you know, he's like, man, how's this fair? Right? My brain is going down because of John. He's never said it, but I can hear it. You know what I mean? I can hear it when you're attached to somebody, something happens to one, they're going to mention the other one.
Right.
It was just time, like, either y'all gonna, you know, they both gonna try to share, and what happens, or you're gonna have to try to move John, because Bill's gonna say, yeah, I want to trade, and I'm pretty sure if you're smart, you're not gonna get rid of Bill right now, especially since, you know, John's coming off of 2 injuries. Yeah.
Yep. Now, that makes sense. I want to pivot a little bit. You're now in the media space you've gone a couple routes through shows, the Out of Context, Gil's Arena, the No Chill. You've kind of mastered this media space now. Did you always see yourself in this media space?
Nah.
Because you're killing it.
Nah, like we did, it was Out of Bounds, and with my man Pierce over there, you know, just learned he got that deep voice, right? He got that radio,
Man, we get on the calls, I'm like, who is
he got
this?
that radio voice, right? You know, just learning from, you know, guys who was in it, and then just trying to figure out what I was good at, you know, in this space, right? You know, storytelling, animation, right? You know, you're trying to figure out what you're good at when you're just in this space. And after the Complex show got canceled, I started my own podcast. Right, first 3 episodes, I was like, oh, I ain't like the way I did that. And the producer's like, no. They don't know what you was trying to say. They only know what you said. So, and they put it out anyway, and people started liking it. And I'm like, well, shit, let's keep going then. And then that's how that started. And then from there, it's just trying to figure out where the industry is going, and then try to Trojan horse it before everyone else gets in. Right, and because I was more independent. Right, my journey's longer. Right, you know, I'm in it, you know, a year, 2 years, and then knuckleheads come in, and they would Tribune, Players Tribune.
Okay.
So they getting all the big guests. Then Matt and Steven come in. They with Showtime. They getting all the big guests. I'm like, oh, man, come on, man.
Where's my lane?
They getting A's. I'm getting C-listers, man. God damn.
You had Jackie on the show, didn't you?
No, that was another show. Damn, Jackie.
I want to know what letter are you?
It just popped up.
I want to know what letter are you? They're not even the alphabet letter for your shit.
I'm sorry,
so
Jackie.
I ain't going to even go there with your ass.
What letter are you?
Ain't even a letter.
What letter?
Look at that motherfucker a number. What the fuck? Who up?
Is you up?
I'm up?
Yeah.
Man, yeah. So since I'm up, with that said, you know, like our boy over here, he's playing in the NBA right now, present, and he has started a podcast. I want to know, when you played, since you know you always had a mouth on you, meaning y'all watch your mouth.
I'm going to let you get your question off.
You always had, you know, not scared to speak your mind and say what you always wanted to say. When you was playing, did you ever think about having a show?
So look, the NBA.com had something called like Player's Diary, right? So it was me, Shane Battier, Dunleavy. And then it was, I don't know if it was like Chris Kaman, but bland personalities, right? So obviously my segment took off, right? Because, you know, I'm just, and it's in the middle where I'm actually cooking. I'm an all-star shit. Right. So I'm out there just every week, I'm just saying, what the fuck ever. Dave McMenamin was my ghostwriter. So I'm just sitting there just saying whatever. And everybody like, man, we done pushed, I won 2 awards off that.
Wow.
Yeah. So I was already like, above everybody on just a social media standpoint.
That's crazy.
So yeah, because of NBA.com.
Yeah.
So,
You one of the best at like trolling. Like, how much fun, if you played in today's NBA with social media and the shit we got now, like how much more fun would you would have had playing in today's?
Oh my God, so much. Oh my God. Because we sensitive.
Yeah.
Right? As players, we sensitive. It's weird. Like when people are like, yo, why y'all so sensitive? And I said, one, we grew up being cheered our whole. We've been cheered our whole life, right? If you calling us overrated, it's we busting that school's ass. That's why, right? So we don't really hear no negativity, right? So go to college, there's no negativity. So the only time we see some negativity is when we get to the NBA. Motherfucker, we 20, 20 years without any negativity, right? That's a shell shock. So for me, knowing that, I'll just be poking.
Yeah.
I'll just be. Oh my God, I'd be poking. So like when it comes to like just sensitive, right? We want to be accountable, but we don't. Right? We know when we ain't passed the ball to nobody, right? Gilbert Arenas ain't passed the ball. Like, I do know that, but you ain't got to write this.
Right.
You know what I mean? So we, like, I think sometimes we don't want to be held accountable for our actions, right? We just want to play and, have our bad game. Like, we know we played bad, right? Let me get to the next one. So when we get criticized, it hurts more because it's like, we never heard it before. Even though we know we ain't playing right or we fucking up or we ain't passing, but we know it. But we don't want to hear from somebody who ain't in this business.
Exactly.
Right? I mean, you ain't in our business for you to be talking about me. You don't know what the hell I'm doing on the west side. So that's where most of our sensitivity comes from. If people think that what we say on social media is worse than what happens in the game, they're crazy as hell. You think like what Charles Barkley and them say on TV is worse than what a player is saying in the game? Crazy as hell. Well, we just don't. We understand because we playing in real time right here. We don't like outside noise,
right?
So we're sensitive to outside noise more than we are in game.
And to touch on that, obviously social media has grown since your time in the league. Do you think just from a media standpoint though that they've been more critical as of late than maybe during your playing days? Do you think like a guy like Paul has to deal with a little bit more scrutiny per se than what you did?
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah. I mean, because everybody has a voice now, you have more, you hear it more, right? Back then it was TNT or your local, and then they had to be careful because, they say some wild, they probably ain't gonna get an interview the rest of the year, right? So they really had to be careful on what they said. Then when you went on the road, they just happy to see you. So, it was usually just big media here and there, nothing real wild. Now, everybody got a tape, right? Everybody got, like me, I'll say some wild shit, don't even believe the shit I be saying half the time. Just saying, fuck it, whatever, shit, But for the most part, they're under a bigger microscope than we were back then. Not even close.
I think it's kind of weird, though, because, now we have players in the game today that are in the media space. I think back then, yes, there was a few, but it's not as prominent. So now Paul has to deal with guys like yourself and other guys that are recently just playing. Like, it's an interesting perspective to kind of think it, because you're getting media and you're getting it from guys like
it's
Gilbert.
A lot, because you got to even think like the guys that played before us. They might say some shit just because they trying to clear their name. You know what I mean? Like, and so now you're getting fired from, you taking hits from an OG in the game. It's like, damn, like, why are you coming at me? Like, you understand the grind. You understand, like, you can't play great every game. But yet you got to, like, you know what I mean? You said it yourself. Everybody has an opinion. Everybody has a voice. Back then it was what? Couple Stephen A's. Now everybody's trying to be a Stephen A, like through their YouTube, through their Instagram. Like, everybody's got an opinion on shit. So you fighting those battles. You fighting, like I said, the OGs that's somebody might compare you to them, and now they think that's a shot at them. So now they coming at you. Like,
at least you can clear yours up.
Yeah,
no, that's a plus side to it too.
It's an advantage and a disadvantage. Here's a disadvantage. You guys are judged all 82 games, right? Every game you have, there's going to be a critique. Back then, no. Right, only big TV games, right? We got 6 games a year, so that's the only time big media really sees us. So I only had 6 times to perform, so that was cool. Like, if I scored 7, there ain't nobody talking about that.
Right.
Is that a bad game? Right. That's not going. 7 now. Right. God damn it. Oh shit, we need to trade him. He's like, somebody gonna run a narrative.
Right.
And then
that shit gonna be on Instagram. Like, you're gonna see that shit on Instagram. Paul George held to 7 points.
Yeah, yeah. That's and then we going. That's storyline.
Yeah, you read that.
That's storyline. That's clickbait.
Right. 7 points. Instagram bigger than like Sports Center at this point. Like
not ever.
On Sports Center, you used to see like, damn, yeah, I stunk it up that night, but that was the only time you would see it.
Yep.
Now you. Damn, that shit all over Instagram.
That algorithm, man. That's what I said. But when you're doing good, the algorithm. You dunk, that's what I said. You dunk on somebody, then you be sitting there to see if you made the top 10. They don't need Sports Center now.
Yeah.
You dunk on somebody, that's everywhere. That's everywhere. So it's a give and a take, but you guys are in a better position to protect your name and your brand better than the past did. You don't have to worry about the media trying to run a narrative. You can go and speak for yourself.
Right. It's a gift and a curse.
With that said, why do you always poke Swaggy P and fuck with Swaggy P and his kid and him? Why are you always messing with that, man? I always wanted to ask you that. What is it with you and Swaggy, man?
It was my rook, man.
He's not your rook no more, though.
No, that he is. That motherfucker owe me money, man. Hey, forever rook, goddamn. That's forever.
That's a fact.
We like
that's a forever rook. That's how that shit go in the league. Like that's my forever rook right there. Like
no matter what.
No matter what.
Old ass nigga right there at his wedding. Yeah, rook. Good shit, rook. Congratulations.
Do Swaggy really be getting mad at you though, or he just like, man?
He just know it. It's just who we are.
The kids do.
Oh, his son gets mad at you, huh? Sure.
Yeah, fuck him though. Let's just be honest, man. Little bastard. Okay. I'm his uncle. Someone gotta teach him.
That's Uncle Gil. He can say what he wants.
Somebody gotta teach him, man. You just can't let this tyrant just run around the house, man. Do something to him.
He be talking about the boy glasses and shit.
Stop.
I be like, how you gonna just dog this boy's son like this? And he don't do nothing to come back.
Are they like genuinely excited when they see you, or are they like traumatized at this point?
He gets excited. like
something's about to happen.
No, he only gets excited when his pop's there.
Okay.
Because he get all energized because his daddy know, yeah, we gonna get him today. Right? When his mama there, he be yeah, good job.
I love that.
Good job.
They should have had you called messing with something with them kids, man. You was hilarious.
That shit is funny.
He's funny. He's funny.
Talking about Swaggy P, what you think of his take on his corner liquor store rants that he does on Instagram?
Nah, it's funny because I gave him that.
Okay.
Yeah, man, get your ass in the corner. Goddamn, you a corner. Yeah, go sit in the corner somewhere.
He running with it, dude.
Now, because back then, how the game is being played now, it wasn't back then. So he was already, him, Lou, Jamal Crawford, J.R. Smith. What they were good at, right, wasn't accepted for certain coaches, right? That freestyle, just playing, creating their own offense, which he was the most talented player that we had on our team, that we can just give him the ball, just go, right? And it only showed when I was on the court, like, yo, nah, do you. Don't worry about them, just do you. And you can see that, man, he was just naturally gifted, right? It was just a naturally gifted dude. And that's what irritated him that's what irritated me. That you got all this talent, man, take this shit serious, right? But it was my fault too, because I was injured. So I didn't have the same killer mindset being injured. Like, I'm there, come in, come out, let's go to the club. And I didn't have the same when I was healthy, like, nah, we ain't doing none of that. We about to be in this gym all day. So he missed the wave of when I was really locked in, and he got to fund me. So that's really all he knew.
So that was his NBA experience.
Yeah. And that ends up happening sometimes, as just veterans or just young stars. Sometimes we have to watch what we do because we do have youngins looking at us, right? Trying to figure out how to make that. And sometimes we are already so locked in that no matter what we doing outside, we know how to lock back in. They haven't learned that yet. So they just see in this part of us, not that part.
Right.
Gil, I want to know what would you consider the biggest fork in the road for your moment in your NBA career? Was it before you went to Washington? And if so, can you kind of walk us through like that decision to go there and how that really kind of put you on a different trajectory?
Now, the biggest fork was, be honest, my first year. Wasn't playing, didn't think I was an NBA player. You sitting there watching games, right? And you seeing real NBA players, like I'm like, dang, where them little sorry mugs I was messing with in summer league? Where they at? where them players at? I can play against them. I can't play against these dudes right here. Right. So I'm lucky there was no G League or D League then, because I would for sure have been down there. I just lost my career. You know, being depressed, just realizing that, you know, I got 2 years and, you know, then I'm got to be overseas somewhere, and really sitting there with myself trying to figure out, like, do I follow the mode? Because, you know, we didn't have a team that had, like, dudes that was hungry like that, right? You know, we was a sorry-ass team. Or really just find my own path and really just try to tune in and work and don't worry about not playing. So it became, you know, I had Big Mark Jackson from Philly, who used to be like, man, don't even worry about this. It's a long season. You know, how it starts is never how it finishes, right? He said, so when they call your name, which they will, be ready, right? So it was like, it ain't about the reward. It's about just getting better. We're going to get better. So you're going to be better in 3 months than you were today, and that's all that matters. Right, so you ain't ready yet, but let's get you ready in 3 months, and then that's what we did. So, you know, it was one of those where I could have just sat there and just been miserable that I'm on the bench, not playing, grinding, not seeing a reward, or just go in there and just say, fuck it, you know, just get better. And when they do call my name, I'll be ready to play. So that was really where, so when they did call my name and I was better than I was before. From there, it was like, oh, this is the path I want. Just grind, and don't worry about the success, because the success is the grind for me. And that's why I just took off so fast.
Yeah.
I was in that gym all day, dog.
Yeah. He was ready. When the opportunity met itself, he was ready.
Yeah.
I read, you know, Drock, you fell in the draft the year you came out from, and I don't know how much weight he had or his words had, but Jim O'Brien saying he felt you was immature. His words don't carry much weight. I was his rook. Like, in Indiana, he was my head coach my rookie year, and I hated him. But I'm curious to find out, was there a background or any history y'all had leading up to that? Did you work out for them?
Yeah, like I didn't know who the fuck he was.
Yeah.
But I was already on some dumb shit anyway. Like I was already making my mark.
Yeah,
because you know, like
what you do for him to
not
come
just
out.
Chicago. So you know, we have Chicago, right?
Yeah.
So we had the Chicago, and I was a tyrant over there, right? Because I didn't know there was like a red carpet for players, right? I just thought the players that I seen, this is it. So I'm torching this group. I didn't know there was a whole nother group of players.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't even know this. This is the first class.
You saw that? Oh yeah, I got this.
Damn, who the fuck?
We good.
Yeah, so you know, this is like the lottery. Like, then who are these? Yeah, this is mid-level and all. Like, oh man. So I think I'm the king of this group right here. So you know, when we doing that little auditorium shit, I got to make my presence known. So you know, when the mic came to me, it's like, "What you trying to get out of the NBA?" And I said, "I'm trying to be a pimp." Right? Right? Like just bullshit. They're just playing around. I want to be a pimp and make some people laugh. Right? Yeah. And then the dude up there, it says, excuse me, what did you say? You want to be a what? Excuse me. And then how like everybody look at you like, ooh.
When was your comeback?
And then I had to think about, oh, these are peers. If I back down now, they're gonna think I'm sweet. They're gonna think I'm soft. Right? So I gotta let them know that I don't back down from, I'm gonna just double down. So I was like, yeah, my bad. I don't want to be a pimp. I want to be an international pimp. Right?
That is sick, you know what I mean? They probably were like, oh, God.
What did they face do then?
He's just looking like. So it was that. It started off that, and then the treadmill test. I didn't do the treadmill test. Because, you know, right there, I'm trying to establish dominance, and it was like, oh, the treadmill test, get on there, 18 minutes. I was like, oh, that's the top right now, 18 minutes? There's like, no, everyone stops at 18 minutes. I was like, so there's no winner?
Yeah.
There's
what
no winner?
Doing? Yeah.
This is dumb as hell. I'm not taking my chucks off of this. Nah. Because I can't lead it. There's no win.
Yeah.
And then what the fuck does this matter anyway?
Right.
The hell I need to be in shape for draft.
Right.
To get drafted. The season don't start until November. What I need to be in shape today for. Right. Because if I'm in shape today and I'm not in shape for then, that's more important. So none of it made sense to me. So I fought against that. So when I went to him, he had me there for 3 days. So he had 3 draft picks. They had like, it was at 11 or 12 or 10 and 11. and then like 20-something. So they was looking for guards. So I'm like, oh shit, for sure. So I went there for 3 days, played well the first day, second day, killing. And then I tried to dunk on somebody and came down on my Achilles and then jammed it. So, you know, I'm like, oh shit, I'm jammed, you know, told my agent, they pulled me. And then he put the rumor around that I wasn't ready, I'm immature, I ain't ready to play, you know, that I left for workout. I was like, damn.
Yeah. Reading that though, was you like, damn, I should have said that.
I should have stayed. Like, I mean, like if I would have stayed, nah, because I'd have got my ass busted. I'm over here living this shit. It's like, nah. Like, but I worked out for 17 teams, man. Like I don't.
Damn.
That draft process is the dumbest shit I've ever heard. That's dumb.
Yeah.
Because it don't matter what you do. Because if they don't know what they're looking at, they don't know what they're looking. I mean, if they don't know what they're looking at, they don't know. They don't. Like Jokic, you don't know what you're looking at when you see them. Right? You know what I mean? Like you can watch a workout and see someone who has the it. They can't. Most general managers, because they don't know what they're picking, they're looking at stats. They were like, oh, he's a volume shooter. Everybody's a fucking volume shooter until you train them how to be a better shooter. Like the fact that he does know how to put up shots and get them shots off. I can train him how to make them shits, right, at a high clip. But the fact that he does take these shots, I want that aggression.
So what would you do then if they didn't have the combine? What would you have them do?
Oh, for sure, one-on-one.
One-on-one?
I want to say, yeah, it depends on what pick. If I got like the first, second pick, I want one-on-one.
You want the one-on-one with the top
all
player.
Day. I want to see, because
I'm a fan of that.
Yeah, an hour, 2 hours. Because I want to see
combine one-on-one with the top player.
I want to see who cracks. Like it ain't no dodging. I got you one-on-one, then you. No, nigga, y'all boom. Okay, then you two again, then you two. Because
I love it.
Because I want to see who cracks under pressure. Today, tomorrow, I got the #1 pick in the draft. You can't tell me you're not coming to see me. The fuck you talking about?
Right.
So I'm going to test you all month. Because I want to see if y'all played against each other 10 times, how many times did you beat him? Did your brain say he's sorry and you ain't playing today?
Facts.
Is he saying he losing every game, but he's still hungry? Like that all determines on what type of player you got. Do they hit like that? All determines something. You can't tell that in the way it's set up now. And that's the difference.
Because a lot of like even my draft class and going to Chicago for the combine stuff, it was it was dudes that ducked. It was dudes that and shit. Me and Gordon Hayward, the only ones in the league still playing. Out of all, everybody was highly talented. Everybody was highly ranked. All of this stuff coming out in our draft class, and myself and Gordon, the only ones remaining. But just everybody in that at the combine, it was like, they make you run, do a couple reps on the bench. Like that part I failed. I moved well in the agility shit. Yeah, like for my size, like okay, this motherfucker can move at his size. Like, but when we played, I think that's where I kind of showed like, okay, he's real versatile. He can go get a bucket. He can guard 1 through 5. Like I think when you put them in the playing format, that's what really shows what they can do. I'm not a fan of he can bench press 20 reps. Like
I'm not looking for a weight room guy.
It's like football.
He ain't throwing the
I'm
ball.
gonna pay him to go to Gold's Gym. What the fuck?
He got 45-inch vert. Like, what? That don't mean nothing. Like some dudes, I'm a dude that when you put me on a vert thing, I might test poorly. But when you put me on a court, I could jump out the gym.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like my shit does not relate.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know what their metrics is, but I can tell that they're doing it wrong. Because there's no way that out of, was it top 14 is lottery?
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And there's an average of 2.5 all-stars that's being picked in the lottery.
It's low.
There's 3 more in the whole draft. So how come y'all can't spot those? Right? So it's something you guys are doing, but this whole dodging, I don't even know how they allow this. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like this is a #1 top 5. This is supposed to be your franchise. This is where you're supposed to be putting your career on it as a general manager, and you allowing them to say, "Nah, I'm not coming with this guy." That right there should let you know.
That's crazy.
He cared more about not being embarrassed than
I'll compete against anybody. Yeah.
Competing. You want to compete at the next level.
Exactly.
But to their point, you got to play devil's advocate to it. If my body of work in college is this, and that, like, do I need to
Yeah, it's college.
I'm about to say, you
Think
can't
so?
ask him that.
That's it. No,
He's
what I'm saying.
ready
Yeah.
at all
Yeah, that's what I'm
times.
No, what I'm saying is the college game is different than the basketball game. How many high level players did you actually play against in your position in college? That was considered a lottery pick.
I went to Fresno, so
Yeah, that's
So none.
zero. Yeah.
Right? So, I mean, so how many lottery picks did you play against?
one. Luke Babbitt. Luke Babbitt was the same draft class. He went to
man.
Nevada.
So,
Go back.
you know what I mean? So when you're talking about a college resume, what is it in a sense? Like most of these guards, the high-level guards, they haven't played against another lottery pick anyway, so you don't really know what they are coming into the draft.
That's true.
And that's the thing. Like, when Zion, you don't know, he ain't play against nobody in his position. So the NBA, everybody's you. So I got to see what I have. So if this is the crop, because none of you guys played against each other any fucking way. So now this is a chance where I get to see 2 top guards go against it, 2 top forwards, 2 centers, battle. Battle every motherfucking day.
Yeah.
I don't know who I want to pick.
Right.
But y'all gonna keep battling every day until I figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. I like that.
Like we mentioned earlier, we're recording this episode a little earlier, and by the time this episode drops, the Clippers will have a big matchup against the Lakers tomorrow night. And so, Gil, I want to talk about LeBron with you, and I know you had some incredible matchups with him, and you caught him, early in his career, in the early 2000s, and he's still playing at a high level, as we saw the other night. He's still jumping out the gym, doing stuff that otherwise we really haven't seen anybody, do this at this age in LeBron. And I just want to know, like, what you see as the major differences of LeBron's game when you were playing against him and now what you get to watch against guys like P.
He was one of those players, smart, right? Very smart. So smart that he plays to his strengths, never his weaknesses, right? So when you're trying to say he's not a one-on-one guy, he's not this, he knows that's not his skill. He's not going to try to do it, right? He's going to play to his perfection, right? And that's hard to do. Like, you have to consciously be thinking about, like, I'm not going to be suckered into, I'm not like a Ben Simmons. I'm not going to be suckered in to just shoot jump shots just to prove a point, right? And, that's what LeBron mastered at. I'm just going to stick with what I'm great at, and I'm going to perfect it. I'm going to get smarter, wiser. And, if y'all think he's fast now, what you think he...
I tell people that all the time.
What you think what was coming down the lane then?
Right.
That's if you really think about it.
Right.
Really, what
Like
was
when he
coming
gets
down
up right
then if
now and
you
he's
doing
like,
it
okay, this is 38, 30. What you think 21, 22 is looking like, man?
Hilarious. Worse.
Yeah, you saw the worst of it more than I did, but I tell, like, even the rooks, they be looking in awe, like, damn, like, you see that? I'll be like, did I see that? Man, that was nothing the way he used to.
Man, like
he laid that up.
Like he was. That's what I'm saying. We're playing against the young, non-experienced. He came in as a shooting guard, right? So he came in as a shooting guard. I torched shit out of him at shooting guard. Then he grew.
Yeah.
Right. I remember in the playoff, and no, that first year Antoine got him, right? And then we came into the playoffs and like he's, posting up and he's taller than Antoine. And I had to whisper, hey, coach, I think did he grow? Does this motherfucker grow? And it was like, I don't think so. And I was like, man, he bigger than them dudes now, man. And then it was like, put Jared on him. So we had to put Jared Jeffries on him, Jared 6'11". So we tried everything. Like, it was just one of those, and you can just see it like, yeah, if we're going to get him, we got to get him now because the smarter he gets, the stronger he gets. And we ain't going to get past him in the playoffs, man. No, it was just, you can see the writing was on the wall. Like, we was better than them, right? He just outsmarted us.
And a follow-up to that, P shared a story, I think it was like the second or third episode, where there was a possibility where Dante Jones was trying to get you to go to Cleveland.
Yeah, so he was basically playing the middleman because I almost got traded to Cleveland after Indiana. The deal was damn near done. Indiana pulled out basically like, we not going to trade him to the same division. They pulled out, canceled the trade, then they sent me to Oklahoma. But the deal was damn near done to bring me to Cleveland with Bron.
Yeah, that
would have been crazy. Yeah, it would have been crazy.
I'm curious if you have any stories, or were there any time throughout your career where you were going to go team up? We see it all the time now, but was there any inner workings where something almost happened during your playing days where you would have been paired with another superstar?
Hell no, we didn't have that goddamn privilege back then, man.
Oh, it's different now.
Back then, man, we trying to get role players. We trying to get role players, man.
Oh my God.
I was hoping for something
back
crazy.
then, like stars, they cared more about their salary cap and money then, right? Because it wasn't. Today, these owners are more fans than businessmen. Back then, it was businessmen only. So deals we could have put together, like, yo, this is my boy, boom, 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 we can make this deal. I don't think we need him, right? And that was happening, right? A lot of politics was kicking in when you were trying to, put things together. So I didn't have that luxury. And to be honest, I ain't want nobody over there anyway, man. I like
running the show.
29.3. Yeah. Let me get my scoring title first, baby.
One against 5.
That's cool, baby.
One against 5, you know that.
30 attempts, man. Take them all out of bounds, man. I win when I'm 28-29. Not right now.
Like, let me just have fun on the court.
Yeah.
I'll go up against anybody.
Yeah.
No fear. No fear, Gil.
But I do think that happened across all sports now. Like, you see football teams loading up. You look at the FIFA world, like stars loading up. Basketball, I don't think was the first to do it, or if it was because of the magnitude. Because I think the first one we really looked at was when KG and Ray Allen came to Celtics. That was like the most profile one. The biggest one was obviously LeBron going to Miami with Chris Bosh.
That was the one that they made big because KG and them got traded, right? And they traded, right? You know what I mean? Like, they got traded over there, right?
Not my fault.
You know what I mean? Like, so they don't get blamed for that because there was no collusion between the players. We don't know who the general manager was for, Timberwolves, but I'm pretty sure he played for Boston. Yeah. Right? So let's just be honest. Come on, Celtics pride. Go ahead, take them. Let's keep the hope alive.
What do you want? Yeah,
Yeah, coach for us, man.
So no one looked at that because it was a trade versus players deciding we're going to team up. That's why that was pointed out. And back in the day, they were teaming up, but greatness didn't move, right? Which Magic wasn't going to move. Somehow, after they win championships, they still got #1 picks. Weird,
which is crazy.
Yeah, right. So weird, right? So you have them. He's not going to move. Same thing with Larry Bird back then. What was going on in the '80s and the '70s? How they were getting #1 picks after they were great teams. Same thing with Chicago, right? So those are the three hubs. They didn't have to move. Everybody was coming to them, right? Ron Harper, everybody with Dennis Rodman. Like, they were making moves so those guys didn't get frustrated enough to leave. Right now, when you're sitting there watching peers win championships and then they get bumped in front of you because they got a ring, and you're like, wait a minute, motherfucker averaged 12.
Right.
12? 12? You better than me now? Oh, hell no. Now, the ego kicks in like, oh, this is all we need is a ring. Let me go get one of those then. Right. And I think that's where players are now is you're using rings to dictate what my legacy is. So, all right, let me go ahead and get one of those then, and then we can see where I rank.
Didn't have that conversation, yeah.
And that's the unfair part because that wasn't created on greatness, right? Rings wasn't created to establish greatness then, right? It's they're using it now to keep everybody away from greatness.
That's crazy.
That's the bad part. Like how about this? Just put the two players in bottles and say you can't be better than them, and then judge us regular versus saying, oh well, you didn't do it this way,
right?
You don't got 3 MVPs and 5. Like, come on, y'all can't do that,
right?
Because y'all didn't do that to give them that name,
right?
But I mean, through that, like, because obviously the greats, MJ 6, Kobe finished with 5. At this point, Bron didn't have any. He makes the move. Now it's like I'm in that conversation. Now you look at KD. KD leaves. Let me get in that conversation. Let me start knocking at that door. Like, you think that's what kind of where players got the idea of like, shit, if rings is what matters, yeah, I need to go.
No, that's what started everybody leaving. But it's a door. It's a fake door because those guys ain't in the door. They're in a whole nother door, right? And that's the problem. Like, oh, this is the GOAT door. Right. Like, okay, I want some rings, and you realize, hey, Michael Jordan ain't in here, y'all. he ain't in this door, y'all. He's somewhere else.
He's not gonna come back young.
He ain't in this door, right? And it's just one of those things where we're as players, we're factoring in our numbers, right? Our rings, and saying, no, we should be able. I have leading title. I'm beating him in every stat. Why y'all not putting me in front of him? And the answer is he was the NBA, right? Magic and Bird held it, right? They held it. They made it exciting. You know, back when it started, you know, there was tape delay. You know, half them dudes was sniffed up, right? Right. It was hide in the mug back in the 80s, right? Even when you talk about the Jordan team, you know, he's talking age. When I walked in, they was all doing
cocaine.
Yeah, so when Bird and Magic was, you know, battling, and when Jordan came in, what they seen was a whole different animal, right? You're seeing something that is different, moves different, talks different, approaches the game different, swag, phenomenal, right? This is the best thing we've seen, right? I don't give a fuck what he does. This is the best player we've ever seen, right? It was the eye test, right? 88, 87, 88, like he literally went from the wings. They took the wings off. He got the logo. Yeah. They gave him a logo in 88. People don't realize that he got the logo in 88, right? They took the wings off and say, you got Jordan, right? So that whole campaign, and that is considered the greatest individual year anybody could have had. That's when he became the best player ever. There was no ring. There was no, the rings is just what they get to use now. 6, it was just the way he did it. He carried what we have now, solo mission. It's hard to beat solo mission with stats. LeBron can win 6 rings right now.
But he won solo.
They're not giving it to him. Yeah. Right? You're not giving a dude who started this joint. Yeah. Right? It's just
it's tough to do.
It's tough. Yeah. Like, you know, so basically everybody just fighting for second.
Yeah, that's an interesting take.
But you're talking about 88, 89, right? They're saying he's the best player in the world who's ever played this game. You got somebody with 11 rings. They're like, oh, I did against white folks, right? Then you have, you know, same thing with Wilt. No matter what it is, it wasn't against like 78 when it merged, and you had the best in the world all in one building. That's when stats really mattered. Yeah. When everybody in the world is all together. Yeah. Right? Julius Erving, all of them, George Gervin. Yeah, now we're going to see. So when he came and like, oh, what's this? This is God right here. This him. Yeah. Right?
And everybody defends him too. Like, he was doing that while being hand checked. He was doing that while no D3. Like, he was doing that while, like, everybody has the defense for why he is the greatest of all time.
And that's the frustrating part, because I'm a Jordan fan, so I fight for all of them, right? The problem ain't that you're fighting for, you know, his greatness. You're saying all his positives on why he is, but everybody's negative on why they shouldn't be. Right? That's the problem. Why you got to use all the negatives on why this person can't be Jordan. And that's what I'm like, well, like what negatives do you hear about Magic game, Jordan game? You don't hear nothing negative about their game, but they can tell you all ours.
Right.
Shit, motherfucker couldn't go left, he couldn't do this, he couldn't do that. They couldn't even dribble. Right. They couldn't even dribble the ball. What are you talking about? Like, God damn. Like, you telling me Bill Russell was this great? He averaged 16 points, 18 points, right? And every other black person averaged 30.
Right. I thought
30, 40. This motherfucker.
It was one interesting, and I take nothing away from his greatness, but it was one interesting stat I looked at on Bill Russell. Man shot like 40-something% as a big man. against the competition back then. And I was like, you playing it at the rim. Like, how did you shoot? It was like low or mid 40% for his career.
Yeah, because it
should have been like
70, he should have had way.
Willis was like 70, 80.
He was a hustle player.
Yeah.
That's what he was. He was just our hustle player. That's what he was. He was just a hustle player. They didn't pass him the ball. He just got the ball off the backboard. If you gave it to him, then he'd do something. But he wasn't an offensive threat, right? Every other black person in the league averaged 30 plus, but him.
Yeah.
He was just block shots. You know, you get it off the glass, put it up, but he wasn't part of their offense.
Yeah. There's no knock. Big Bill, no knock. Rest in peace. No
rest in peace. I mean, you know, it just
no knock, because you know how people they coming for you, P. All love to Bill Russell. He's a legend.
None of them ever watched the game.
But it was just an interesting stat.
None of them ever watched the game.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? And,
none of us.
How could you?
Nah, you know what I mean? Just, you know, it's like what's so funny is you start, they nitpick, but when you start nitpick, they get all offended.
Right.
You know, how's the 80s suck? I guarantee you tell the 80s, can the 70s or the 60s guard them? They will laugh.
Yeah.
But then you mad that the 2000s, 2010s, and the 90s will laugh at the 80s.
Right.
Yeah.
Right,
Every year gonna laugh at the one behind. Like, y'all ain't got the moves we got. Shut up.
Right.
Same thing 80s was saying about the 70s and the 60s. Y'all ain't got our moves. Shut up.
Yeah.
I want to take it back on LeBron again, because I know you and him go way, way back. I used to, because you know I'm the nosy one on the show. I heard that y'all had a lot of times playing poker when y'all was up in Cleveland with him and Rich Paul. Definitely want to know a little bit of something about that. Yeah, and that ain't the only thing you did for LeBron. I heard that you gave him a lot of game when it came to Bronny, when you had to develop him when he was getting ready to go to Sierra Canyon. So I want to know, what advice did you share with him?
So when it came to like the gambling, he actually wasn't involved. Like just Richard, no. He was whenever we came, because usually we came in like because Larry was on the team, so we'll come in. You know, if we came in like early that day before the game, we'll go and then play cards, and then mostly it was because we played them in the playoffs. So you know, he'd just be watching game tape, like, that ain't gonna work over there, man. You don't need to write that down. I ain't running that play, right? And then you know we playing, which was the most expensive game.
Yeah.
That I've ever played in Boo-Ray, which is weird because everybody was broke. Damon Jones, Richie Paul wasn't making no money, goddamn. Like, but they playing 100, 500 a hand.
Yeah.
Right? Today, Damon Jones owed me rent money. He owed me money today. Hey man, somebody called Deja. Give me my goddamn money, man.
What day you want to buy? What day you need your money by?
I mean, look, they can't suspend me for guns. I'll pull up now. Like, it was fun, man. No, it was fun. We had fun. So you know, when Bron them came out this way, he hit me in the DM and said, "Yo, my son gonna be at it was Heritage." He said he's gonna be working out with Dribble Too Much. Can you put some eyes on him? He said, you know, I'm a little worried, right? That you know. I'm not worried. You know, he's getting ready. He's in 8th grade, getting ready to go 9th. I said, I bet. Went there watching him, and I hit him back and I said, yo, y'all probably got the same speed, probably got the same passing skills, IQ damn near the same. At this age, he probably jumps a little bit higher, probably a little bit stronger. He can definitely shoot better and dribble better than you. Right. And he was like, yeah, that's right. And then so he was like, yo, can you train him? So yeah, I take him down to UCLA, was putting him through the work, right? And then I had another kid with me, Sky Clark, who goes to Louisville right now. And Sky was a lot better, right? And then they're playing one-on-one. Now I got my son in there with him, right? My son was young, right? So, and I told Bronny's getting, you know, he's getting beat on. And I was like, man, stand up for yourself, man. You know, come on, man, stand up for yourself. And then the look he gave me. Got the ball, bro. Got the ball, came down, Euroed with the palm, just palmed it like the Kawhi palm. Boom, boom, and went to the rim. I'm like, oh, shit. And then ran the crew, 5-0'd all of them.
Yeah.
And then I called Bron, yeah, you ain't got to worry. I said, the only thing he had to worry about was him playing the right way. I said, Bronny playing the right way takes away from what's inside of him, right? And I think that's what's holding him back, that he plays the right way, right?
What do you mean by that?
He follows rules. He don't want to jaywalk.
Yeah.
Right? He gonna go to the light, take the left, take the left, right, to get to the other side versus and when it's time to just say, man, fuck the rest of these players, I gotta go he gonna still believe in his teammates.
Yeah.
When sometimes you can't.
You got to see Bronny. Have you got the opportunity to do a workout with Bryce yet? And what do you see in him?
No, yeah. So I used to work them both out, and Bryce was too young for my workouts, right? So I had to be careful with him, and very intelligent too, right? Like we'll do like pick and roll splits, and I'm like, I'm gonna just mix it up, and no matter what we did to Bryce, he read it perfect every single time. He might have lost the ball, but you can see the concept of he knew what he wanted to do. From there, it was just perfecting his dribbling skills. But he probably might be the smartest one out of them.
Have you seen him recently? I know that was when he was
I haven't
younger.
been to Sierra. I know he got the height.
Yeah.
He told him all
I know he got the height.
So he's a go-getter.
Yeah.
On the subject of NBA kids and NBA sons, Alijah Arenas, your son, one of the nation's, high school biggest scorers in the country. He's already decorated as highly talented, highly, scouted and a big time player in high school. How are you helping him throughout his career at this point? We talked a little bit about the mindset of having him be an alpha first in high school and going that route opposed to playing with other talent to get that, that dog in him. How are you kind of helping him in his career going?
It's usually game to game. He gets frustrated, and I tell him, I said, look, listen, this is the process. This is your process, right? This is your journey. Your journey is considered the mud right now, right? You're playing 1-on-5, 2-on-5, and then, you're going to get frustrated because you pass these guys the ball and they're supposed to make the play, but they don't have your talent. You can't think of them with the same skill set as you, right? Your job is to elevate them, show them how to work to be usable, right? Setting picks, rebounding, right? If you wake up at 6 o'clock, you should be calling them, right? You going into the gym, you should be telling them to get some extra work in so they can understand, right, what you do. But you sitting there yelling at somebody that they can't do what you do.
Right.
Right. So you got to understand how to bring your calm down, right? And understand not to get frustrated, because what happens is when you get frustrated and you feel like the game's over and y'all up 5, what you think happened to them? Right. Oh, the leader thing, we lost. So we lost. Right. That ends up happening.
Right.
So just understanding that and then understanding that your success is nothing, right? You haven't even faced demons yet, right? There's people that you done beat up on that's sitting there looking at your score every day, training to get their get back. You got to worry about that player, right? You got to worry about players that's not even in this country. You got to worry about there's your name, that list is nothing. So you have to work on the fear that someone's coming to take what you want. So that means you got to wake up every day, train every night, study, get better. You don't have no time to sit in glory because high school ain't glorified. Right? It's just a place. You got to get to college, no matter what you do in college, and then that where you get tested to see if you're a real basketball player is in the NBA, and when you get there, you cannot hide. Right? If you ain't ready, goddamn it, they're gonna let you know you ain't ready, and they're gonna break you. So you gotta load up your shots now. I even told him, I said, hey, your days of shooting like Steph Curry, brother, it's over. Nah, you done missed that window, goddamn it. You ain't putting shots in like Steph Curry did. Like you can't get that good. You gotta start when you're like 8, 9 working on that shot. Yeah. And I said every day you like, I even put it in math. I said you supposed to shoot 200 shots a day, 365. This is what it looked like. Right? Every day you miss, this is how many more shots you got to make and take. So every day you miss shooting it gets harder on the back end.
Mm-hmm. I'm on my way now. I just had my son. He's 2 now, and he's, man, love basketball, like wrapped all around it, right? And so for you, how much of it, like, because I a lot of times when I watch highlights and stuff like that, I see your son on Instagram and stuff. You in the stands, right? How much of that, like, you, like, because I know your son got to be like, man, fuck what coach talking about. What'd you say, Dad?
Nah. See, I don't let him do that.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't, like.
So you strictly just, when I'm there, I'm dad.
I'm a fan.
That's coach. Okay.
When I'm there, I'm a fan. I'll boo. That's trash, right? And I'm cheering.
Yeah.
Right? I wait till, like, the next day, and we talk about, like, plays, like, what was you thinking about here, right? And then my fathering is in training.
Mm-hmm.
Right, I'm a stickler for training. Like I'll make him cry in training.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and that's in the game. You play the game how you see fit. Right, you don't look over here. Like, I'm preparing you to play against wolves.
Mm-hmm.
Right, if you see sheep, run over them because one of them sheep might turn into a wolf, and you got to face it one day.
Mm-hmm.
So when it's time to play, you see it how you fit. I'm not sitting there yelling, pass the ball, shoot the ball, don't do this. Right, what are you doing? Where you at? Like, God damn, shut up.
I hate people that do
I'm
that.
like, yo, I'm coming to your
play.
job tomorrow. Right. Push the button, send the fax, answer the phone, get the coffee. That shit sounds irritating. What's wrong with y'all, man? Got them kids out there stressed out to the motherfuckers, man. You know, trying to sit at the free throw line shaking. Like, he ain't gonna make this. What you talking about? You better make it. He ain't. He ain't.
Is your son like you on the court? Like, attitude?
He quiet. They don't say nothing. You don't know if he's balling or not.
Yeah.
That's
Like, you know what I mean? You don't know what kind of game
that's a killer.
You'll walk
just
in there and you be like,
assassin.
so how's he doing? Motherfucker, I just walked in here too. Shit, I don't know. Shit, how you doing?
I love it.
He cooking. My daughter, oh yeah, I can tell right away. She there sprouting. Okay, she having a good game.
Yeah,
she's sitting there. Like, oh man, god damn shit. Come on, baby, let's go, baby, let's go. Woo, we here. I gotta cheer her up. Yeah, I gotta cheer her up. Son, you don't know what you're getting.
He just even killed.
Yeah, he just even.
How often do that boy practice? Every day? You got him practice even on the weekends?
Yep.
No days off?
There ain't no days off.
Yeah.
He practiced today?
Yeah.
What do he have to do today?
Before, like, we get 300-400 shots up before school.
Wow.
I'm curious, did that take time? Because obviously you being his dad, and I'm kind of thinking of, like, for Paul, like, obviously he was raised in basketball, but how much would you say not forced him? You know, there's that, you know, it's got to be tough in his shoes too. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I got to be like my dad, whatever it may be. He probably gets compared to you all the time. But when did you kind of see him like, okay, he wants to do this? You know what I mean?
So he started off as a soccer player.
Okay.
I was a soccer dad. And sitting there like, this some bullshit right here, boy.
I didn't know what to say.
What the hell is this? Did he score? I mean, I don't know. Anyway, so all my kids played soccer first. And then I got a call from a coach who runs the CAS program here, Coach Darryl. He said, hey, man, you got a son by the name of Alijah? I was like, yeah. What happened? He's like, yeah, he just came to my program. My son? He's like, yeah, he ain't that good. I was like, oh, no. He don't play basketball, man. He don't play basketball.
That's a sick
but
call.
One thing my son did have, he can dribble.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you have balls around the house, and I used to just put him through little dribbling drills. So when he got out there, he knew how to dribble. He just had no concept of what basketball was.
Yeah.
He just knew he got the ball. He knew how to dribble.
Yeah.
Right? So big boy's son, Jaden Alexander, put him on, right? It was, you know, schoolmates. Okay. I'm trying out for this team, so that's how he got to play basketball. He was doing it just because his friends was doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So I didn't really push him because he was trash, right? And then, you know, scores for first bucket. Then he started getting a little bit better. Dad, can you train me? Right? So I started training him a little bit. And then once he like felt like, oh, I like this, he just left soccer. School, Sierra got mad at me. Like, he's our best player in the second grade and the third grade team. Like, what are you doing? Like, I ain't do shit. I ain't do nothing.
Right.
And then from there, I told him, like, Like, you're not ready for my training. When you are ready to be trained by me, just understand that I'm training you like a pro. I'm not training you like 10, 11, 12. I'm gonna train you like a pro. And when you ready, just let me know you ready. And then when he came, it's like, okay, I want to train. And that's when I was like working out with Bronny and them. It's like, I want to train. I bet. I don't want to hear shit.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear.
So now it's not like pulling teeth. Like he expects.
Now, so the one thing he do have is he's coachable, right?
That's important.
Like, you put him anywhere, he gonna sit there. You tell him run through the wall, he'll run through the wall. He'll ask you after he done got hit, like, why'd I do that? You know what I mean? So that's the one thing that he got going, that he's coachable.
Yeah. What's training? Because we had Gordon here, and Gordon talked about he was training with Kobe, and it was just an extensive amount of work and, crazy hours they were training at. What's a Gilbert and Alijah training session look like?
Depending on what day it is, in the mornings, like, we'll get up like 5:30. So, he has practice, so an hour and a half. The first 30 minutes is just all dribbling drills, right? All dribbling and running drills. Like, so after each drill, he has to do 20 squats and then line drills, right? And then we go to the next drill, 20 squats, line drills. And then we'll get into just shooting, right? So if we're working on, pull-ups, right? You got 50 pull-ups and then 50 pull-ups with contact, right? Just working on your pull-up game because, cone, there's going to be a player here. Right. So it's like, this player's going to do this. This player's going to reach here. So you have to understand where hands are going to be to understand what you're looking at, right? So after the first 30 minutes, I'm killing your legs in your workout, right? So if you dunking, you just got to be really athletic, right? You just got to be really athletic. So it's just more mental, just the mental of just doing it over and over and not get bored with making shots. What happens with young kids today is you tell them, I need one dribble pull up, right? Just one dribble. We're going to do 50 makes of this. After 10 makes, they want to start adding shit. They're going to add a little step back, step side, step not. No, what did I just say? I said pull up, regular. We're going to add the shit later. That's going to be the next 50 and the next 50. So, me, it's more high volume in the same movement. So that movement becomes normal, right? So when you're in the game and you come up, boom, he done backed up, just pulled up, right? So then from there, go to school, work out, and then we got lifting right after, and then we got more shooting, more dribbling, posting up. So, I got sheets on sheets.
So it's a full day.
Yeah.
He already in the NBA.
Right. Yeah, it's a full day.
He
on his way.
No 2K?
Man, no 2K.
No 2K. I used to watch, so like with Kobe, that's where I seen it, right? We think we know how to work out until we see some motherfucker working out, right? We got our little mojo, what makes us good, and then you see somebody who's in this whole other level. And I used to go to the game when we played Lakers. I'll come to the game like 3 o'clock, and that's when he'd be working out. And he'd be elbow, one dribble, pull up, jump, right? You jump, he comes right after you, right? 500, same spot, same movement. Hard as fuck.
Yeah.
Right. There was one time where he tried to fire his trainer because the trainer wasn't fouling him as hard as Rajah Bell would. Wait, Rajah Bell? Nigga, you playing us tonight.
Yeah.
Rajah Bell. You got the Wizards. like I had to go look at the list. When did they play the Suns? He ain't play the Suns till next month. You over here working out for Rajah Bell.
Yeah.
But that's where his intensity, the hardest defender that defended him, that's how he trained. So he's training that when he goes up and Rajah came down and he was going to go up, Rajah hit him. So that's how he took 500 shots. Going up, someone's coming down, hitting him, and he still got to put it up. And I'm sitting there like, yo, this is crazy.
Yeah. Just talk about the repetition.
I understood that the repetition, the consistency, playing it in real time is what was different than what anyone else was doing. It's going through that motion for real. None of that lollygagging. I'm going for real. Like, it's real. Like, his training was like, he ain't gonna have nothing for the night. Come out there 40. God damn it.
Yeah. Talk about unreal. When this episode dropped, it'll be nearly the 4-year anniversary of Kobe's passing. After you retired, you saw Kobe, y'all had a conversation. basically Kobe gave you some jewels and some gems to take with you. Can you share what that conversation was like?
Yeah, so I was IG trolling. Yeah, that's what got me excited. And he was like, man, when you gonna stop being an idiot on social media and get into coaching, right? And the ideal of coaching, it was like, I don't like these parents. They all think their kid's sorry, and I'm gonna be sitting there, proving points. You think you're good? Your son good? Go on and get in there, little man. This your son, watch him. This what you paying for? Like I'm gonna do that, right? So the idea of just going through that, I was like, nah. So seeing him at the Mamba gym every time, you're gonna coach, right? And I'm like, oh yeah. He was like, well, yeah, I'll get that. Then he was after my daughter because he had the girls team, right? So he already has Zebo's daughter. And, because they practice in Orange County, it's like, how am I get my daughter all the way to Orange County every day after school, right? You got to get her there, then come back. She's coming back at 11 o'clock. And if she don't practice, she going to come off the bench. And I ain't got that type of daughter. Yeah. she going to be sitting there talking, oh, these girls suck. And I ain't like, we ain't going to do that. Can't do that to the mama girls. So, and this was the weird thing, right? So, I'm having a bad night, right? Like tossing and turning, right? Knees hurting, like, fuck, my shit hurt, right? Foggy outside, right? It's that, that cold, I mean, you don't know yet, but when you got them knees kick in and it start getting cold outside, rainy, you can feel it, right? The boys was in Oakland, right? So the boys team is in Oakland, so they playing in the Oakland tournament. And I called the coach and said, hey, man, I want to coach, man. I think I'm going to do it, man. And he was like, oh, shit, what age group you want? And I said, I want give me like the 13, but I want to play 15s. Give me 13 group, I want to play 15s, right? I want to play up. And I want to pick my team. I don't want you putting on, family members and shit on my team. I don't want these random kids. Yeah. So he's like, all right, cool. This is great, right? Sitting there playing video games, man. And then my boy texts me. And then I read it. I was like, oh, okay. Blah, blah, blah. Kobe who?
Yeah.
Kobe Bryant. Man, come on, man. I know you don't like him, man, but don't do that, man. Like, come on, stop playing, man. Click. And then I started reading it, and then I'm looking like, wait, hold on. And then trying to put it all together, like, why is he over here? Why is he in? And then I'm like, oh shit, they did have, and people don't know this. I was the first one to text that his daughter was probably there because I was like, they have a game at 9 o'clock. So if he's flying, then his daughter had to be there. Somebody said, don't put that on her, erase that. And I erased it, like, oh shit, you're right. Yeah. Because you know what I mean? I'm not knowing, I'm just putting, the shit just going in my head like, oh shit, wait, they got a game at 9, shit, wait, his daughter's probably with him if they were going to the Mamba game, right? Yeah. And then that's what happened. So it was so weird that the day I said I was gonna coach and finally, put his wish in or his demand for me, that happened, right? So that hurt more. Like, damn, that hurt, right? You know what I mean? It was just one of those things that.
Are you into coaching now?
I tried.
You tried it, just
I won.
Yeah,
I won. I got me some chips. I got some chips under me.
I tried.
Right, and what I realized is these parents is too sensitive for someone like me. Right, I had to call timeout a couple times because the parents want me to take the press off.
The opposing team, or
and I'm over the fuck for.
Right,
y'all can't get the ball up the court. Why would I want to take it off so you can dribble up the court? Like, y'all might as well play on this team. You want to get the ball up the court?
We can't never play.
And I had to tell parents, you want me to take the press off so you can feel better about it. How does it help your teammate, your players? That we got to purposely not play hard so they can do what? Do you think that's going to make them better? Or us giving them this ass whooping, then they going home and realizing they're not that good, and they get the training and that anger kicks in. Because I can tell you right now, I take this press off, what I'm going to do is I'm going to babysit y'all kids, and I'm going to tell my kid, just let them score, and then treat them like some babies. Go on, score, baby. Go on, score, baby. I'll do that. Make it look real stupid. right? So which one do you want? Do you want your kids to score and I make fun of them, or we keep the press on?
Mm-hmm. And they learn from this. Yeah.
Keep the press on. All right, keep beating them by 100.
Yeah.
And then I realized game after game, like these parents, they think basketball is right. Sport. This sportsmanlike conduct is some real shit.
Yeah.
And like it's a real thing. Like you're up 20. Okay, y'all can take the press off and give us a chance. Get the fuck out.
That's not how that works.
I'm gonna sub in some more dogs.
It's not how that works.
The damn mean-ass
like,
coach.
come on, man. Like think about like, man. I'm sorry. I'm telling y'all right now. I've been sitting on the bench every goddamn game. Right. The only action I got was a layup drill, layup lines. For 3 minutes, and then I got to sit here the whole game, and you telling me when I finally get in the game to take it easy? Shit, you crazy as hell.
Better go crazy.
I drove a whole hour and a half to get here to play these 2 minutes, and I'm about to play these 2 minutes.
And they probably gonna play harder than what the players played before them.
That's what I said.
This is my moment.
They don't think about that, man.
So basically you stopped coaching because they would let you press?
Nah, they won't let me. Yeah, man. I got kids, man. I got kids that came all the way and spent $300 on the room, drove from Vegas. I gotta tell them, hey man, just go out there and don't play hard. Like, nah, man, they trying to get some playing time, man.
Oh my God.
I go in there, they be like, hey coach, they can't even bring the ball up the court. I can get like 3 steals. Yeah, son, but they gonna kick us out. They gonna do like, I can't tell my kid, nah, he weak. Get it.
I do want to ask y'all your relationship with Kobe during y'all playing days.
Mm-hmm.
Like, did y'all have a strong connection during y'all playing days, competing against each other? What was that? Because you had some iconic moments here in LA and versus Kobe and specifically that's well documented.
It was like an assassin and an apprentice coming up, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I used to go there like at 3:30, right? I'll sit in the stands, let him go first, right? Just watching, and then he'll leave, and then I'll come, right? Around 2006, 2007, he'll start later, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he'll stay there knowing that I'm going to be waiting. He'll stay there until other players came.
Mm-hmm.
So when other players came of mine, now I got to shoot on the court with everybody else. No, so this is 2005, 6 where he did that.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, this is what we doing now. He holding me hostage so I can't get no shots up.
Yeah.
I bet. So 2006, 7, the game where I scored 60, right? I just got on the court. Fuck it. We ain't playing these games no more, right? And so I said, hey, is he looking? He was like, nah, his back turned. So I was like, all right, listen, I'm going to just shoot. And then eventually just start like 35 in a row. 40, 35, 36 in a row, 37 in a row, right? So I said, let me know when he looked, right? So he's saying it out loud, and he said, Kobe looked. He was like, yeah, Kobe looking right now. I was like, yeah, I'm done. Right? I was like, hell yeah, got his ass, made his ass look. That's all I needed, made his ass look. Like, come on, you hit 35, 36.
The hell is going on?
That's all I needed right there. Dang, I needed that. So it was one of those things where we really it was real competition, right? It's like Kobe is one of those dudes where he wanted an assassin to go against, right? Mm-hmm. He didn't want you, hey man, I'm a big fan of yours, man. But nah, he wants somebody like, yo, I'm about to bust your ass tonight. And you going at him, right? That just, he wanted that. He wanted to see like how great he was. And only way he can see that is if you are a Titan too, right? So when you look at some of the people that he put on his team, right? It's all the people who stood up to him. Metta World Peace, Matt Barnes, right? After they, come play with me. Like those are the type of guys he wanted, right? So he was one of those dudes that he was going to test you at all times, right? He'll call you 3 o'clock in the morning. What you doing? Nothing. All right, I'm about to be in the gym. Let's go shoot. To see if you say, oh, nah, man, I'm tired out. Because once you say, nah, he off you. He don't want to work. That's the mind games he'll play. Oh, you ready to black out? Black out? Yeah, we just going to keep going until we pass out. We're just going to keep going until we pass out.
Yeah, that's wild. That's wild.
Because he just wants to see the facial expression for the most part.
Yeah.
You're dealing with a real soldier, man.
Yeah.
Like, so he wants to see who he can count on. Because if you scared to put in work with him, then what about the people you don't know? You're gonna be afraid of Vince Carter and all these. You're gonna respect them, and that's how he looked at it.
Mm-hmm.
So you can see, like, when he didn't fuck with you, he didn't fuck with you mostly because when he put that test out, you failed it.
Mm-hmm. I know. I heard AI talk about this when AI got the best of him one game. After that game, AI said Kobe was just livid in the hotel room, breaking shit, throwing shit. In that point, I guess he looked up or trained or found a way to train or be like a shark or some shit about the shark story. I don't know if you.
No, I never heard that one.
Yeah, it was something like he wanted to learn how sharks, like, he just went through this whole loophole of how sharks attack, how sharks that's the mind space or the mental space he was in after playing AI. AI got the best of him that night. I only asked that because I know when you went for the 60 piece, was there any, Kobe talking or any stories you heard after that what Kobe was like?
Oh yeah, he called Karan when we was on the plane.
Yeah.
He was like, yeah. Just tell him to be ready when we come to DC. You know what I mean? Yell in the back. The black mongoose got you. The black mongoose. Because, they said, because we was talking shit, and then Brendan, he was like, tell him you the black mongoose. I don't know what the fuck the black mongoose got you. Like, just yelling shit. And I was like, what's the black mongoose? That was like the black mamba and the black mongoose, they each other's enemy.
Yeah.
And I was like, y'all trying to get me killed, right? Y'all trying to get me killed. But I knew when he was coming, and when people say, was your best game the 60? Nah, not for Kobe. My best game was the 37. The reason is he said I wasn't going to score 20.
Mm-hmm.
And I took that as a personal challenge. One, there's no way you're holding me to 20. I don't give a fuck who is in your back line.
Mm-hmm.
That's one. Because before the 60, I was already averaging 32 against him,
mm-hmm.
right? So you already getting, because you don't move very well left to right. And I'm not a shooting guard, I'm a guard,
mm-hmm.
right? So I'm coming downhill all time.
Mm-hmm.
So all the little hand checking, that didn't work. If I'm
right.
straight lining you. So the team already knew, hey, as long as he guards me, it's one-on-one. Don't even call no plays, get the fuck out of there, right? It's one-on-one. Because this ain't about the win. This is about, am I gonna stand up that an assassin's coming? So he had 39, I had 37.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I gained my respect. 60, you shot a lot of free throws. What happens when I say I'm coming? Let's see what and that's what the stand, so he respected the 37 more than he respected the 60.
Mm-hmm. Bars.
Yeah.
I got one more question, P. So I don't know if you saw the video that he posted on his YouTube, and don't say anything, but I'm just curious, if Gilbert were to shoot 100 3-point shots right now, how many do you think he'd make out of 100?
Right now?
I think I saw this. Yeah. I don't know if it was 90 something.
Yeah.
How many did you make? Because you're doing the shooting competition.
It was like
right
95,
now.
96 back then.
I'm curious just because I post stuff like in my church league and I'll try to make 5. It takes me a couple times to make 5 out of 5.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was watching it, you were the only one in the gym. I was just curious, was that the first take that you did when you knocked down it? It was like 85 or something like that.
No, it was the first take.
Okay.
It was because I was challenging Nick. So it was challenging Nick for 20 grand, and he didn't show up. So I said, let me just film to see what I was gonna get.
Yeah.
Didn't you just post one like yesterday though? You just did one for the shooting competition, and you were counting. Was that your first take?
Yes, that was live.
Okay, I just
that was that live? Because I did shooting live too. So I just turned my live on and just shoot. But I'm in there all goddamn day anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can lock in. Like, my hands bleeding, so I got to start wearing tape. When you start shooting a lot, it's ever since I was little, that's one thing I do. I can lock in and just blank out and then be there 2-3 hours and not even realize.
Not even realize.
Like,
I want to ask you one more question too. What NBA star today resembles your game? I wanted to ask you that earlier.
Probably early Dame. Early Dame. There's a new Dame. There's other Dame. It's different. And probably a little bit of James Harden on understanding how to get fouled.
Okay.
Right? So it's just a mixture of the two. Right? Because, people didn't realize that I posted up a lot.
I was going to say that. It's a hard comparison because those two don't post up.
So, like, if we was playing you guys, you and Kawhi would guard me the whole time to keep me out of the post. Because for the most part, if any guard, back then, Jason Kidd was probably the biggest guard. Other than that, everybody was smaller and, so I'm just posting up the whole game. So when you look at highlights, you will see majority just 2s and 3s sticking me, which now it's more foot speed then. For the most part, I'll sit in the post all fucking day. But highlights back then, they only going to show the game winners and the big shots.
Right.
They're not going to show I'm sitting there just posting everybody up.
Right. I got to ask this as well because, Paul Pierce is always on Instagram Live in the show with KG saying, I can give you a couple corner threes. Like, I can still, play in the league right now, give you a couple wide open threes. You think you can still, give some run in the league?
Wait, wide open? I can give you wide open.
I'm just saying, Paul Pierce believes he can still play.
Oh, play? No.
You think that? So that window's no. You don't think nothing?
Tell that nigga shut up, man.
He just said
we see what you look like at the end. He acting like we be acting like we finished averaging 30. No, we finished averaging 4 and 5 10 years ago.
Motherfucker, you drinking and everything.
I remember my Memphis days. That was back in 2011 and 12. It's 2023. Hell no. Hell no. Crazy as hell. I don't mind taking wide open shots, but playing defense and trying to get by somebody.
Yeah.
No
chance of hell.
Hell no.
The most you play basketball with your son, then, huh?
Yeah, I just play.
Is it beating you yet? I know y'all play once. He still can't get you yet.
I'm cheating the shit out of him.
Okay.
Everything's a foul.
Yeah.
Everything's a foul. I made contact to call foul. Foul. And one.
You just doing that just to teach you
doing all that shit.
Are they close games?
Hell no. I ain't letting him get the ball.
Yeah.
Man, listen,
he gonna eat you up if you get that ball.
Yeah, man, all the new moves he's trying, man. All this extra, man, gonna tear my Achilles, man. I'm good.
That's funny.
Elijah.
Before we wrap, we do want to show love to the Bryant family. Send always condolences to the Bryant family. Big Gil, man, we appreciate you. Wrap on the show. Thank you for your time, brother.
Hey, man, take it easy on my Lakers, man.
Your Lakers?
Yeah, man. I'm a Laker fan. The city broke into two, man. Rich people like the Lakers, poor people is Clippers. Yeah. Middle class, we pick between the two.
I'm right in the middle.
I'm not rolling. I'm not rolling.
They get their lick back. We had their number for a while. They getting their lick back on us. We had Lakers number for a while. They getting their lick back on us now, though.
Just because they got them 2 wins. Shit.
Can you explain how easy the game is when you have to guard someone who don't shoot?
Completely. It's super easy. You got to guard somebody that don't shoot?
Yeah.
Yeah. Easy. I know what he gonna do. Yeah. That's the easiest thing. Like, the hardest part is guarding somebody that you don't know what they gonna do. You can watch a ton of film. That's why Kyrie's so tough to guard. Because you, as a defender, I don't know what he's gonna do. Like, it might be a game where he want to post up, and he'll post me up. You don't get out of here. But he's so crafty. Like, he'll get some shit off. Like, that's if I know that, all right, I ain't got to worry about him. I'm gonna go help and I'm gonna go roam over here. The worst thing you can let me do is use extra energy elsewhere. Because then now I'm getting deflections, I'm rebounding. Now I got extra energy on offense to go against the best defender. So
people don't understand. These coaches do not understand. Like, this is not the 80s anymore. The 90s. Those, you can't have 3 non-shooters on. Those days is everyone's so skilled.
Yeah.
And I'm saying, you put a dude who's there only for defense. What you think I'm doing when he's on offense? I'm not paying attention to him. He's not even in here to shoot. So I'm saving energy, getting my energy back, sitting here, being a distraction. Right now, every play you want to run, you can't run it no more. And that's my thing with my Lakers. Like, you can't have Van. You can't have Van. Prince is doing a little bit better. But you can't have Cam in there. They not shooting the ball. What you think their defense is doing? Making it hard for LeBron and goddamn AD. Now you got 10 eyes looking over here.
Yep. Because that's definitely what we were doing. I mean, they just such a tough cover for us, though, because we play 4 wings. They got AD. They got Woods. Like, they just a tough cover because of their size and length. So it's hard for us to cover them. But outside of that, yeah, you got Vanderbilt on the floor. Oh, yeah, we full body help.
Yeah.
Full body help. Yeah, go send 2 at AD. LeBron, we'll figure it out with Bron. Kawhi, you got Bron. Go send 2 at AD.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. It's like I'm like, if you want to stop a lion, you send a lion, right? You know, like my hardest matchups is dudes who are trying to score against me. So like when I used to guard and play against Steve Nash, right? That was my hardest matchup because he was smart enough, and nobody gives him credit. He was smart enough to understand to neutralize me is to go back at me too. So, you know, that 17 and 12, oh, he didn't do that against me. He's trying to go for 42. Yeah. When I had 54, he had 40.
Yeah.
Because he's like, oh, nah, because we ain't going to win me sitting here trying to make assists. We're going to win if I get him tired, because if I don't get him tired, he going to have all the energy in the world.
Yeah. Yeah.
So every time we play Steve Nash, like, hey, man, I want to stop trying to score so he can be a passer, but nah.
I can't do it.
I can't do it.
Well, Gil, hey, we appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you on the show, taking time out of your busy schedule. We know you got your pod that's been popping. We love. At some point, I gotta come over there. At some point, I gotta come over there. That's at the crib.
At the crib,
I gotta come to the crib.
Hills, baby. Where you living at these days? You on this area?
Yeah, I'm literally 5 minutes around the corner.
Okay, oh yeah.
Hey, when you go
right in
there,
Palisades.
That's that money right there.
He got some Michael Jordan shorts over his house that he got in the frame. I remember that.
You just put his house on.
I did. Because you know what he taught me? You know what he taught me? He taught me when you get stuff signed, what would you say about Jordan stuff? It's all with that sealed on it or something.
Oh yeah, you know, with MJ stuff, like that's like it's sealed.
To know that it's official.
Man, that man's a machine, man.
Yeah, MJ.
Nah, he's a machine. Like there's items that his team searches for on the internet to see, like, let's say you got some PEs, right?
Yeah.
They're just made for you. So if he ever see them on the net being sold, he knows what every item.
That's crazy.
Like any item he gives away, if I put them shorts, like my son, so I had my son when he was in Jordan camp, had my son go up there and get it signed. And he was like, hey, where'd you get this? As soon as my son put his like, hey, where'd you get this? It was like, my dad. It was like, who is your dad? He was like, Gilbert. I knew it. I knew it. And he was like this, where's the rest of the shit? Yeah. Because I had, because, you know, when he left all his game and practice stuff.
Yeah.
Right? His bag. So when he seen that, he knew that was his stuff. So he was like, give me the rest of the shit.
Yeah.
And then he signed all his practice. So I have his under-game practice shorts, under-game game shorts, had his orthotics. I wore his orthotics during my career.
Okay.
For real?
Yeah. Oh, y'all thought y'all was getting the Agent Zero? Y'all was getting Agent Zero and MJ.
So it's gotta be the orthotics. It ain't even shoes. It gotta be
That's hilarious. Nobody would never thought that. He said I wore an actual Jordan soul.
That's funny. Man, we can go for days, man.
I know. We got another closer. We ended the show 10 times today.
The third closer. All right, go again.
I love it. Wrap it, P.